we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. No day for their disease. Rage is like a wind, spread into the streets. It's time to make them bleed. 'Cause we just want retribution. Let's go light up the darkness. Make true of an empty promise. Whip gods into weak and harmless. Take to the streets and turn them to a mosh pit. 'Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make great.
All right, guys, let's get this party started. If you want a reading, be sure and visit my stand store. It is linked in the description below. And as always, we have a fair use, a disclaimer. As you come in, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and share the video if you like it. Let's get it going. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Astrology for Mystics. I'm Jen. I'm the host. I'm the astrologer for the night. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you guys being here. Look at this sweet girl. Look at this beautiful Camila. So beautiful. In college, doing her thing. Absolutely loved, adored, admired. But she had mental health problems. And I went into Junie. I went into her live last night. I saw that she was live. I hardly ever see her live. And so I thought, okay, let's watch another astrologer map. Let's see what Junie's got. And she was beginning to map her, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, let me check her out." So I started looking for the location that I thought that she could be missing from, and one of the chat members in Junie's live, she had given me a birthday, and of course, my dumbass didn't even think, "Okay, it's 1988. This girl is born in 2006. She's young." What was I thinking? I don't know, but I even mapped the natal, and then I had to delete it when I saw this on, um, on Tim Miller with EcuSearch of Texas, when I saw that on his profile because I was trying to find her address because I can't map somebody without knowing exactly where they were missing from. I don't want a block number. I need an address. So I ended up finding the address because of the pictures of where her car was located. And I was like, okay, feeling pretty good about this, feeling pretty good about it, that this is exactly where she would have been, her car would have been, is in this driveway right here. Y'all let me know if you can see it. Let me go back. Let me make sure. Oh, you can't see it with the hold on. Let me take that off. Okay. So it's right here where I think that she went missing from. And the reason being is because there was two I saw in her car, it was parked behind a tree, beside a tree. And that tree had some lights in it, and it looked like that there was something around the tree too. And where the ring camera was on the door, this is where it appears that she went missing from. And then when I saw the helicopters flying in today with the live news, it looked like they were looking right here, and it looked like the mother was coming out of this place and she was walking around. So I'm feeling pretty confident that this is where she went missing from, is right here. And it would appear that the body that they found is right here. And that would be the missing palace in Aquarius that was square Mercury and Sag. And so this palace is also conjunct the moon. So the moon conjunct palace, the investigation, things of the past, this intellectual acumen this is so intellectual right here, these two. And then we come down and it's squaring Mercury. So it's squaring Mercury in the past, things of the past, things that are in her unconscious, okay? A lot of tricky thinking. Mercury can be very tricky. We can have some tricky ass thinking going on sometimes. And that is definitely a part of the mental health. Gemini, Mercury. Mercury was in Sag when she went missing. Mercury is in Sagittarius right now. Mercury's in its opposition. Okay. So Mercury is very comfortable in Gemini. That's where it rules. But Sag is the opposite. Okay. So Sagittarius is the opposite. It's in the opposite house. So we're talking about the third house. And Mercury is in that ninth house. So it's in its opposite sign. Okay. Anyway, there is a square here. It's more of a square here, actually, I would think. I would actually think it would be more that would be more of a square right there. So this is, I don't know. The Hygeia, there's a good standing with the moon and Hygeia. So what that's telling me is the moon, things of the past, visions of her past, things about home. It was one of the family members' firearms that she had. So that moon showing up in the future is reflective of the health with the family member. I know it probably is going right over your head, but it's the only way that I can think about that, because there's a good standing with Hygeia and Cancer. So if I'm looking for a home that she could be at, it's gonna be on this line, right? Because this is Hygeia and Cancer, it's about the health, it's about the world health. But unfortunately, she got a hold of a firearm. So let me show you the astrology, and then what I'm gonna do is gonna show you well, let's go ahead and do that. Let's just go ahead, and before I show you the astrology of it, let's look at the press conference about it. And thank you all for being here with me. Orbit Traction, I see you, girl. Little Miss Sharon, Jill. Hey, girl. Astro Fire, Witchy Mama, Cinderella. I see you guys. Thank you so much. Choochie. Hey, honey. Thank you so much for being here with me, guys. I really appreciate you guys. Really. So we're gonna do this quick. We may not go over the whole 16 minutes. When he starts talking Spanish, I'm not gonna listen, because we most of us, I'm sure, don't understand Spanish. It's like astrology. If you don't understand the language, it's really hard to understand unless you listen to it a lot. Turn the volume up. Here we go.
I'm here to provide latest update on this case. As you know, we've spent the last several days looking for Camila. And the update that we have today is that we just recently, about 4:45, found a body in the field nearby here. At this point, it's too early to tell if the body that we found is that of Camila, but at this point, we don't suspect foul play. As you all know, one of the possibilities that we were working under was the fear of self-harm. And at this point, there are some indicators that the body that we found may be as a result of that. Obviously, the medical examiner will have to make definitive identification, and we'll have to provide cause and manner of death. But as of now, we're processing the scene, and we hope to have more information to release as soon as we're able. The area in question is probably about, I'd say, as the crow flies, about a quarter of a mile from here, and probably a few hundred yards from her actual residence. It's an area very, very close to here. This
Oh, honey, peace, love, Jeeps. Thank you so much, babe. I'm glad you could join.
afternoon, the folks that found the body it was a joint team comprised of BCSO and FBI. Incidentally, the FBI has been great partners in this investigation. Up to this point, they'd been really helping with intel work and processing digital evidence, but today they actually sent us basically a small army of agents that actually helped with boots on the ground work. And we actually this afternoon made a conscious decision to go back to an area that had already been checked. But due to tall grass, we felt that there would be a benefit to checking the area once again. And as I mentioned, probably about 10 minutes into that search, the body was found.
I was telling Jeff, it's been 6 days now. And I'm just wondering if it were vultures or some type of wild animals that had them go back to the same area that they searched. And I think that we need to, when we're listening to this, and if you've been invested in Camilla, in her case, since, I just got started last night, and I was deep diving last night and today. So I think that each case that comes about, look at the information, right? Look at all the information and all the misinformation. Look at the people that were stating that she could have been, you know, sold. She could have been kidnapped. All of that. And think about it. She left her phone turned off on her bed. She had already had suicidal ideations from what they have said. And it's going to be very interesting for me to show you the chart because this is where we gain wisdom. It's in hindsight that we all gain wisdom, right?
Found. And again, too early to tell who or a cause and manner, but we do have a body at this point. Esta tarde voy a dar más información tocante. Fueron trabajando juntos.
There's been so many rumors in this case. It's crazy. So much misinformation. So much. And we are only into day 6. And the rumors, the speculations, wow, it's crazy, crazy. Unless the law enforcement says it, don't believe it. I mean, that's all I can say. I listened to the spokesperson on the highway. Porter asked what led them to find the body, and she was hesitant and mentioned it was due to a psychic's input. Okay. Again, I mean, I'm just, whew, I don't know. I don't know. There's been so much misinformation already on this case. It's insane. It's
Sí se
insane.
sabe que es un cuerpo. Ahorita no próximamente quién es they found what we believe to be a body at this point. It's too early to tell who the body is or cause and manner of death. The medical examiner will be making both of those determinations. But we hope that we can try to expedite that process to be able to get the community answers that everybody's been waiting for. Any questions?
Do you believe this? Why do you believe this is self-harm or something?
During the course of the investigation, we developed some information that there may have been some suicidal ideations on Camila's part before, some signs of depression, undiagnosed as far as we can tell, but from what's being described to us, it sounds like it was a young person going through a very tough time in their life and going through some emotional issues.
And we can tell right there. I mean, that's obvious with him so emotional about what happened, about what they saw. His heart is breaking.
And there was some indicators of suicidal ideations as well.
Sir, el cuerpo de la persona que se ha encontrado es un número o no?
Ahorita no se sabe, no podemos decir.
What kind of any obvious injuries to the body?
No, at this point, no. I mean, I can tell you that we found a firearm very near the body, and in this particular case, we were actually looking for a firearm as well that had come up missing.
So there is a firearm that's been found. I just had somebody text me, am I in retrograde? I just had somebody text me, am I in retrograde? That's why I was laughing. It was from the spokesperson from Search and Support in San Antonio. Gotcha. Oh, honey, Junie, I totally understand, babe. I totally understand. This area, it had been searched before. And 6 days later, I think that there was probably obvious signs that she was there. I know here in our neck of the woods, just like San Antonio, they have a lot of vultures. And when they come in droves. It's an obvious sign. But we need to take stock. Like this is an area that's been searched before. They've searched this area before. A lot of searchers had searched this area before. But they went back. They went back.
missing.
And did that firearm belong to a relative?
It was a family member's firearm. Yes.
I also have another question. I know we didn't have any surveillance or any. Could we trace her?
So a family member's firearm, because
No, I mean
these facts that he is giving us is going to be important when we look at the chart, because you're going to see this in the chart. I'm going to show it to you. These facts that he is spitting. There was a firearm close to her. The FBI had already understood. They had already understood that there was a firearm that was missing from a family member. They already had speculation from the get that she had harmed herself. And the astrology is going to show this. It's just how we read it is what is most important. How we're reading it. And it's a very interesting chart to read, for sure.
Last video we put out yesterday was a video from somebody's dash cam that had seen somebody matching the description that we had put out on social media.
And that dash cam, that alleged sighting, was not her. It wasn't her. The mom even looked at it close and said it wasn't her. But people kept going with it. And this is where we really, like I said, we really need to take on the learning from this case to apply wisdom, because experience does bring wisdom.
That day, at this point, we're still not 100% that the person in that video is Camila. Although the clothing description did match, we received several different kinds of clothing description of clothing she could be wearing at the time. And so at this point, it's too early to tell if this is actually her, but we're operating on that distinct premise.
¿Quisieran seguir buscando videos o información para poder determinar cómo pasó todo?
Pues quisiéramos pedir más videos de la comunidad, verla a esa hora también. Yes, the area where the body was found is very close to Camila's home. And it's quite possible that, based upon the canvassing that we did, not every house had camera footage or cameras. So it is possible that at that time of the day, on that day, she may have made it out to that area without going across any camera. So it's possible no camera footage exists. But we would still ask people on that street to double check their cameras again. Yes, sir.
How long will it take for the medical examiner to determine?
So I'm guessing in the next day or two they'll be able to tell us a little bit more about who the body is. And then hopefully soon thereafter, cause and manner of death as well.
Sé que unos no saben si es ella o no, pero hay algo en el cuerpo o si es mujer o hombre que dé la indicación de que hay una posibilidad de que pueda ser ella.
La ropa que tiene puesto el cuerpo es similar a la ropa que nosotros teníamos figurados que ella llevaba puesta.
Was there a firearm missing, and if so, what type?
There was a firearm missing in this case. We had not parted with that information publicly just yet, but I can tell you that there has been a firearm recovered at the scene where the body is.
And missing from the home.
Missing from the home, yes.
So, have you confirmed that firearm belonged to that relative?
The firearm that was missing did belong to a relative. The firearm that has been observed there at the crime scene, we haven't touched it yet. So we haven't gotten close enough to verify serial numbers.
So the serial numbers have not been matched up yet, and if they have, they're not telling us. They're gonna wait.
Sí hay una pistola ahí con el cuerpo y sí sabemos que en este caso una pistola se había desaparecido de la casa. Una pistola que pertenecía a un pariente.
¿Van a dejar de buscar en el área? Porque ahorita pues todavía no se sabe si es
Pues
ella.
todavía vamos a dejar una presencia aquí en el área nosotros.
So that is basically it. I mean, there was an undiagnosed, even though there was word that she was on medication, mental health issues going on. And I suspected that from the get. I wondered if there would be a firearm used, only because if she was in that state of mind, that Sagittarius rising is going to be that fire. It's going to be that quick movement of that bullet. It can also represent a river. So when we look at the map and my hotspots, I was thinking she may be right here. I was going on that Capricorn Sag energy because that Mercury was really calling on me, because the Mercury in the 12th house is showing all the things of the past that she was thinking about. All the things of the past with, it's opposing the mental health. Mercury being in Sag isn't a good place for it to be. It's actually in its detriment in Sagittarius. And so this area right here is where she was found. And again, it's palace with the investigation, with the groups, the moon, and that is if she's found over here. This is the area of the landscaping place that they were talking about, and the tall bushes, if you will. This is the Pluto line, and this is right there by the entrance. And so let me look at it. Yeah. This is right there by the entrance right here. So I would say that if she came from the behind, she's not gonna there's no cameras, right? So this is the Mercury that is coming behind. Right here, the palace that is square the Mercury is coming behind and is going right up here in the back of this house and is going through here. Here's the Pluto and it's right there, but I don't know. I don't think she would have done it there. It seems like it would be more right here, but I don't know exactly where. Because when you look here, you can see that the entrance to the landscape and business is right here. But if we keep going a little bit, nobody's going to hear that shot through here. I'm thinking it's right through here. This area right through here. But I do want to show you the astrology because I think that it's very important when we're looking at cases, when we're looking at maps, to gain some wisdom here. So let me remove this, and I'm going to add the whole screen. That way you can see the astrology, and we'll just kind of walk it out because, like I said, what's interesting is the birthday that I got when I was in Junie's chat. There you are, Junie. Yeah. When I was in your chat last night, somebody had given me a birthday, but it was the wrong birthday. But it just so happened to coincide magically with the missing event. And I think that that's just a beautiful thing when the universe shows up and just helps you out either way, you know? What's happening here is if we look at her natal Mercury in Sagittarius, Juno in Sagittarius, and we've got Venus. We've got all this Sagittarius energy, and that's the fire energy with her during the missing event. And you can see that Mercury's behind the scenes. Mercury's hanging out in Sag. And her Pluto, her natal Pluto is a 25 degree in Sag. So what happened is Venus came and transformed her. Juno came and transformed her. That is the relationship of the past, because it won't be long. It won't be long when she leaves at 6:58. It won't be long by 7:10. That relationship, that Venus is in the past. It's all in the past. And this is all what is hidden that she is not communicating. Okay. And so it's about her mental health, the relationship, and her values, and critical. It's a critical degree. That 29 it's a critical aneretic degree. We don't know her birthday, her birth time. And if we did, we would be amazed at how this is showing up when she was found, we would be amazed with an exact birth time of when she was found, but we don't have that. We don't have that. But what we do have is at 6:58 a.m. we are rising at a 2536 degree in Sagittarius. We're rising with her Pluto, guys. Do you understand? Let me just say that again. We're rising with a 2536 degree in Sag. We are rising with her Pluto degree. And it's opposing relationships, okay? It's opposing all of this. Her Pluto that brings death, rebirth, transformation, deep, intense transformation is opposing all of this. It's opposing her phone. This is her phone, okay? This is her phone that was left at the home. There's a huge weight on her family, on her, definitely on the person that's firearm was missing. There's a devouring energy. And then there's Jupiter. Jupiter is expanding communications with home. Where is the Jupiter, you ask, on the map? Let me show you. Because a lot of people will say that this is, you know, look, a lot of people have 22 degrees. A lot of people, they're old as dirt, have 22 degrees, and they're not a kill or be killed. What this is displaying is where Tim Miller was coming to meet. What this is displaying is where, hold on, is where all of the family was meeting up to talk to the law enforcement, to hold meetups at the 9700 Mustang Gate. And you see that a lot with the videos. They're showing that building right behind there. That's where Jupiter is, that it's expanding the law. The law and the family are meeting up and they're coming together right here. That's all that that means with Jupiter. It's where we're learning about the law, meeting up, and it's critical. It's critical about death. It's critical about all this attention when she goes missing. That's what that means. The Chiron is showing a lot of disordered aggression, all this pain. Could it be a head wound? Does it have to do with the head? Of course it does. It's definitely the head. Because it's all in the mind. It's all in the mind. Are you saying I'm old? Not at all, April. Not at all, girl. No, no. Sometimes death isn't captured, but I tell you what, if we had her natal time, I promise you I would capture it. I would capture the exact degrees because the degrees in our chart literally matter in the state of matter, especially when it comes to our natal chart. Everything that is in transit, everything that is in motion, this is the clock. The clock is ticking, right? The clock is always ticking, moment by moment. And this moment, dang it, her Pluto is coming across the ascendant. It's not the moon. It's not Jupiter. It's not Venus. It's not Saturn. It is Pluto. Her Pluto. And where she is found, guys, with her natal is right here on this conjunction. This Aquarius conjunction is where she was found. This Aquarius energy right here. It's with her Chiron, all that pain. The things that she hides with religion. Because Ceres is said to be by the book. Yeah. Okay. By the book, if you want to go by the book, Ceres is directed inner. Ceres is agriculture. Ceres is so caring. No. Hell to the no. This is about religion. This is about the pain that she hides with the religion. She has limits and obstacles with the attention with her dad, with the competition, with the relationship. I mean, I could have helped her. Astrology is a psychology. I could have helped her. I just need her birth time. That's all. I could have helped her. Teenagers, addicts, people that are low, that are down, they need astrology. Her family was relying on, and I'm sorry, guys, I got to say it. I got to be that person tonight. Her family was relying on God, having faith in God. I have faith in fate. I have faith in fate. Fate is virtuous. We can't escape our fate. And this young girl, she's beautiful, a whole life ahead of her. All of this Gemini energy, all of this energy that she had, it was fated with other people in her life, cousins, friends, family, even the family member that she transformed with her death with the firearm. Okay. All of that comes into play. Jupiter is expanding her moon, her natal moon in Scorpio, expanding it. Jupiter in the ninth house is about religion. Okay. It's about philosophy, college. It's fire energy. It's about mental exploration. It's the IC house. And we are expanding here with a lot of intensity. And for some reason, it was fated for her to create this act for the family, for the friends, for the boyfriends, shit, for the law enforcement, the people that found her. She transformed their life. She created in her sacrifice. And we do have to look at the sacrifice energy. Here's the sacrifice energy. It's abrupt. It shakes people up with their spirituality, that Piscean energy, that water. She felt deeply. She thought deeply because of her communications with that Mercury in Cancer. You know, it's very sad that she wasn't able, she just wasn't. She wasn't able to create anything different, and I don't have her exact birth time. So I can't read her the way that I would want to, the way that I need to, I feel like, but it's these beautiful babies because she is a baby. She's 19. She's a baby. I just wish that more people would understand that astrology is a beautiful tool for psychology. It's a beautiful tool that we can use to understand ourselves, to understand the world around us, and to better equip ourselves in life. And know that the things that are happening to us are for us. The things that are happening to us are for us. The pain, the suffering, it's for us. It's for other people. It's for our tribe. And even the police officer that was losing his shit during the interview because he was so torn up about what he saw, about what he knows, about how he feels. You know what I mean? Even that police officer is in her chart. We just can't see it because we don't know her birth time. You know? But this is very sad outcome, but the very first thing that I want you to see is that she was transformed immediately. Could she have been transformed going to another country? Yes. Could she have been transformed by a relationship that took her away? Yes. Could her values have taken her to a state of You know what? Screw this place. I'm out. Yeah. Generally, when I see that, I want to see when I see somebody going away on their own, I want to see the moon and Pluto in the same sign. And I do. I see Pluto is in Aquarius. I see the moon is in Aquarius. I see that there is a shakeup with the mental health. And Pallas is always that investigator, the investigator. And that investigator led them to her, and it was conjunct. There was a quick jolt, and that jolt was from this right here. Saturn, you can see that Saturn is here in the 3rd house. It's conjunct Neptune, so that is basically showing us that she could definitely be found close to home because this is close to home. This is also home with mom. This would be somebody, the book would say in astrology, forensic astrology, here's the the final end. We need to go to Aries. No, we didn't go Aries. We didn't. We went right here. So the book is not observation. Observation is what brings wisdom, not a book. A book can't teach this. A book doesn't teach death, astrology. A book doesn't teach mapping, astrology. It just doesn't. And I'm not hating on anybody's mentor if you would have one, even me. There's no science to it, y'all. I wish that there was, but I haven't found it. She was found about 22 to 23 kilometers away, and the Hygeia at a 0022, the dark moon at a 0025. That's about it right there. Saturn is the body in the local neighborhood. Again, we can't go by the book. We can't go by a book. You have to go by your own observation and what you've learned. So if you have learned over the time, year after year after year, that Saturn is the body, go for it. This is the vehicle. This would be the movement of the body. And that's not where her body was found. It's just not. Here's the values right here. This is where the body would be found, right here in this Aquarius, right here in the 2nd house. That's where it was found. That's where the body was found. So that's all we know. And there's no science to that body always being found in Aquarius right there. What we do know is that Mercury is going to have something to do with it. Right? It has something to do with it. It's this, but that's not the line that she was found on. She wasn't found on a Sag energy. She was found on Aquarius. So it's either the Pluto at 229 or it's this 2026, and the birthday that I had, it was in a complete opposition with this. The birthday that I had that's not correct that I had, it was in an opposition with Pallas, with the investigator of astrology, which is so crazy. It's so crazy that it ended up being like that. I'm still in shock. Seriously, I'm still in freaking shock because look, this is what I had when I thought that I had the correct natal. Now I've deleted all the 10 angles of the natal that I had. Missing Pallas in Aquarius squares Mercury in Sag. Missing Pallas in Aquarius squares Mercury in Sag. And I don't even see that. I don't even see it sextiles Mercury. I mean, I was completely wrong with that, but what I said is right. And this would have been a good line to find her on. It was opposing the trans Pluto. It's opposing her. And it had to do with the Mercury. I mean, I don't even know why I put square instead of trine or sextile. I mean, it was a complete error, but it worked out because this would be the angle that she would have been found on with that Mercury, because I was looking for an angle for the Mercury. The reason why is because Mercury is already in the past. And what you're going to see, she goes missing. Look at this. Look at this, y'all. This is what is very interesting to me, is that when she goes missing at 6:58 a.m., they see her, she's at her car, and there's a major transformation that's happening for Pluto, and it's opposing communications. That's her phone, that's the communications with her mom and home and the law enforcement. All the weight that's on them with her relationships is very critical with her values. And her values are really critical, and it's going with if it could be a family member of the dad. I don't know, but check this out. Watch this. I'm going to do it in minutes. And so it's going to go 6:59, 7 o'clock, 7:01 in San Antonio. Watch this. It's going to Juno, and when Juno gets back here, when Venus gets back here, that's when it's serious. It's some serious shit from the past right there. So by 7:17 a.m., yeah, you do learn something new every day. Every day. Every day. If you're just open-minded and you're open to teaching. So here we are, and we're critical. We're critical. This is the firearm right here. That's the firearm. It's critical. Bam. And this is all in the unconscious. This is all in the mind. This is all in the past. This is all that she has on her mind right here. This is what she has in her mind. And it's opposing all of this health, all of that. And there's a breakup. You're going to see Admetos is about to go, she's about to go into that sixth house, or she just came out of it. Yeah, she just came out of it. So see, there's this breakup right here. She leaves. She's thinking about kids. She's thinking about her family. And this is it. I mean, this is the time period where she would have done that. There's the health. She's so close to home right here. Health and hygiene. And so we look at the hygiene and we go, okay, what's going on with her health? Because she's close to home. Well, it's opposite her Venus. Or the missing Venus. It's opposing Venus. It's opposing Mars. It's square Saturn. It's square Neptune. It's opposing Juno. Look at all that. That's bad. That's a lot. But it's trining the moon. It's in a good standing with the moon. And the reason why it's in a good standing with the moon is because this is where we're going to find her. People talk about, astrologers especially, oh, it's a trine. It's a trine. When you're looking for a body, a trine is where you want to find them on, I would think, because that's where we're having a good standing with groups. We can take a group, we can go here, right? We can take a group, we can go here. Here's the health. Take a group, go here. But is it always going to work out that way? Nope. No. And this is the silence. This is the silence. This is everything that she is keeping inside that she is not telling nobody. Nobody. And the reason why I'm saying that is because where she was found, if we look at her natal, even though we don't know her natal, let's look at this Neptune. Let's look at this Neptune, because she is her own perpetrator. So we can look to the Neptune, we can look to the Cupid, because she is her own perpetrator. It's squaring the moon. It's squaring the moon. So let's look at that. That angle, if I were to draw on it, I would have drawn this Neptune, and it's squaring her moon right here. It's intensity. And this Jupiter is expanding that. And there's a lot of intensity with the religious side. Jupiter, it's about being intense, transformative teacher. And she did. She was definitely transforming and teaching people a lot. especially her mom and her family, because that moon is about the mom and the family, you know? But her Jupiter is square Chiron, her pain, square Saturn, her dad, her work. It's opposing Venus, her values. It's in good standing with her Mercury, with the way that she thinks. But this Neptune is where she was found. It would have been this Aquarius energy where she's found. So her Chiron, her Neptune and Ceres, the pain, hiding, and religion. So we could see that Juno was right there in the first house when she went missing. And so it's like, okay, is there a relationship here? Well, the thing is if we play the tape through just 10 more minutes, we're going to see that Juno go right into that 12th house. Yes, Seth, she needed help. No one saw it, and if they did, they didn't help. That's right. It's critical. It was very critical. And I heard that she was on medicine, but then I heard, from the law enforcement that she wasn't. She was undiagnosed. So I don't know if she was diagnosed and on medicine or if she was taking, I don't know. But we can't always fix our problems with medication. And I think that every every halfway house, every treatment center, every high school, I think that everybody should be able to rely on somebody like myself that can see, aid, and help heal, just help heal you. You know your birth time, you know your problems in life. The bad thing about reading somebody that's young, like Camilla, is that as an astrologer, you may see things that they haven't even been through yet. And so it's hard to read. But if they come to you with mental health problems and you can focus on that mental health, that's where it's at. That's where it's at. And there's so many ways that we can use this tool to help ourselves. The ancient days they did. I mean, this has always been a thing. It's just modern day doesn't even understand. They have no clue the ways we can use it. But yeah, so the sun, everything is basically shining on her dad. And I heard that she was a daddy's girl. 6 days, people have convicted her boyfriend, her ex-boyfriend, her dad, her mom, the cartel, the law enforcement, you name it, they've convicted them. I mean, so much she's underground. I mean, it's only been 6 days. If we take this knowledge and we apply it to Sebastian's case, Summer Wells' case, we take this knowledge, and guys, I mean, if we look at her map, and I would turn on the addresses here. Let me see what the addresses I have. She was reportedly seen, or no, the scent lost on Gom Road. She wasn't even near here. She didn't go this way. She went here. This is where she was found. So no, she didn't go here. Somebody else said that she was seen on Wild Horse Parkway. That's over here. No. But you know what? This energy with Sedna and Admitos, let's look at that. Because this breakup with the cameras, with the people, with the communications, and if we look at it with Palace or Pluto, it's trying Pluto. It's trying Pluto right here in Aquarius. major transformation. That's all it was. It was just shatter. It was just shatter. So this area right through here is squaring up with Pluto. This angle squaring up. And she was found between these two. Between these two right here. Very close to home. They are unreliable a lot more than people think. The chatter isn't something, it's just not something that we need to take to the bank. It just doesn't, you know? But she was found right through here. How many miles did we need to go? Well, you know what? It rose at a 25. That is it's rising with her natal Pluto. It's rising with her natal Pluto. So somebody would say, well, let's go out 25 miles. Nope. She wasn't found 25 miles. If we wanted to take something of the chart and say this is where she was found, this would be the distance right there. The 22, the 25, that would be the distance. Okay. It's not going to be anything else. Okay. It definitely wasn't the rising. That's not where she was found. This just so happened to be the natal Pluto. The natal Pluto. Hey, Uncle Taco. Hey, buds. So, yeah, it had nothing to do with the distance, has nothing to do right there. Nothing. It didn't do it. It didn't bring it in, didn't bring it home. That's not it. That's why I say you got to be really weary of just going by books. You want to go by your experience and the wisdom that it brings with mapping. So that was a no-go. There's here's the college right here. There's also the Jupiter with the Kronos and the Hades and Cancer. So I think I had one out here just in case she had been trafficked. And I was thinking that Mercury was very important since it was in the backdrop. So I was thinking maybe right here in these woods with possibly a gun or, firearm right through here. And because of that Mercury and Sag, because of the Sag energy, I was going to the river and woods right through here. But it's right here. And so if we look at Texas, there are 20 in which I had only started mapping Texas, hadn't even gotten there yet. But Texas does. I mean, this is a 20, a 2, a 10, a 20, and a 23. Watch this. And that's an Aquarius. Watch this with Texas. So if I would have drawn Texas in, this is where she would have been found right here. Right here. This Aquarius energy. So they're second to the third house of communication. So yeah, I mean, if an astrologer or a medium, a psychic would have given them a tip, this Aquarius energy would be it. And woe to the religious folk. Woe to the religious folk, especially if anybody that was psychic or a medium that told them where to go to find her. If the vultures didn't, which this could also be those vultures, okay? A big old group of them. And if it wasn't the vultures and it was a medium or a psychic, there it is. That's where she was found between those Aquarius energies, because I don't know exactly where, but the Pluto is a 2-degree. And then the moon was at a 23-degree. So it's going to be right there. That's where that landscape and business is. So it could be on that 3. It could be on the 6. It could be on any of these lines if I were to draw them in, right? Yeah, she was struggling with college. She definitely was. And I think she was struggling with the religious. I think that she was struggling with that too. I think that there was a lot that she was struggling with. And being 19, you would think, "Oh, by the time that I was 19, I mean, I was getting through it." Well, she wasn't. She had just spent the night with her mom. I read today, she had just spent the night with her mom, snuggling up with her mom. It's almost like this is how I see it. This is how I see it. When Pallas came over that Neptune, it's when she decided. So at a 1944, when Pallas came over to that, I think that that's when she decided. It's not like she just, woke up that morning and decided. I think she had been planning it. And it's probably right after the breakup. So in 1944, it would have been on the 21st, right through here, right here. Yep. There it is. It's in the eighth house right here. Pallas is in the eighth house. It's shaking her up. It's shaking her up with what she's thinking because this is a higher octave of Mercury, of the Gemini energy. It's higher octave. And when it shook her up, she's thinking about her dad. She's thinking about responsibility. She's thinking about her accountability. And the dark moon, when she left, was a 0025. The sun is at a 0025. I could see this. I could definitely see this. And I think that this is when she more than likely would have decided that that's what she's going to do. All of this is in the past. The communications, the health of the family, all of that. Jupiter is coming up in the first house. Again, school, religion. I've even wondered if she had any problems with a with a professor, at school. But then I thought, well, maybe it's not the professor at school that she's having a problem with. Maybe it's the religious side that she is having a major problem with, especially when it comes to these thoughts that she was having. Sometimes I think when Juno is, when we look at that missing event and it looks like that there's a relationship, this relationship could be all in the head. It could be voices. Sometimes I wonder when I see Juno, if especially if it's in Sag or um if it's in Gemini, that's its opposite sign. I wonder, are they hearing voices? Was she having any type of schizophrenic tendencies? Was she hearing things? And sometimes that schizophrenic the schizophrenia will start showing up around that age. So I do wonder. When I saw the chart, I wondered, is this a relationship or is she hearing things? But then I played it and I'm like, okay, if we look at it from a minute standpoint, Juno is already it's already in the past. It's about a relationship from the past and the way she values the relationship. And it's sad. It's sad. So sad. But I wanted to come on here and just, show you guys where she was found, my experience with it, my thoughts with it, and basically, use this case. Go if you're not familiar with it, go and look. Look at the Facebook. Look at everything that everybody was saying. There was so much misinformation. Misinformation is crazy. But we can see that Venus was squaring Saturn, her values, and her dad, her work, the money that she wasn't happy. Venus was squaring that Neptune. Okay. So her Neptune, or the Neptune right here, was squared up with the Venus. It was squared up with all of this, really. The Saturn was. This is the way that she was communicating with herself, And a lot of times Pisces, we don't think we'll think about water, we'll think about, oh, it's so much water, it's so much water, it could be drugs. No. Pisces is also a sacrifice. It's about acceptance. It's about endings. And she accepted her ending. That's what that is saying. Limits and obstacles with her communications. There's a sacrifice here, and that's what happened. We see Ceres here in the third house. Again, I feel like that there's a warring with this religion. So I doubt that we're going to know for sure exactly what was going on because we can't talk to her. She can't tell us what's going on. She can't tell us what was hurting her so badly that she took her own life. And that is if it's her, The same way with Sebastian. Too many people think they know what happened, but they don't even ask me. And they spread false information without realizing it for the harm that it does. That's right, Seth. That's right. We can't think that we know. And we definitely can't be putting out false information. It's so much. And this is just 6 days. This is just 6 days. And there was so much misinformation down to what she was wearing. Was her phone dead? Was it on the bed? Where was it? Boyfriends? I mean, all of that. It was just all so confusing. It was so confusing. I couldn't keep up with the misinformation. And it's tiring for a family to be able to combat all the misinformation. I see Ceres right here, and Ceres is very religious, and she was squaring up with Mars, Venus. So sad. Mercury, the sun. It's all squaring up. And the ascendant at the time is opposing the earth. Look at that. That's crazy. So the ascendant at Pluto, hold on. Oh shit, this is the day that I'm thinking. Okay, no, 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 no. This is it. But the earth. And that's something too that I don't think any astrologer's map, which is the earth and the sun is shining in Capricorn. 258, that's a trip. Okay, so it's squaring. It's opposing. It's opposing the ascendant. So that's something to take note of as well. We know when we're looking at any type of patterns we might can find. The earth opposing the ascendant. I need to remember that. I need to remember that. The earth opposing the ascendant. Interesting. Oh man, it's just so sad. I mean, it had me pretty messed up for there for a few minutes. I mean, it really did. Not my kid, not my but man, these kids are our kids, I feel like, It took me down a little bit. And then I heard Junie crying, and that made me tear up. It's really sad. It's such a beautiful girl. She had her whole life. I mean, and absolutely gorgeous. I mean, how could we oh shoot, hold on. I don't understand. I don't understand, but all I do know is that everything happens for a virtuous reason, and I just have faith in fate. I question, but at the same time, I stopped questioning God a long time ago when I accepted that there's a fate. We're only here for a little bit of time. My grandfather told me, Jen, best advice I can give to you, don't waste a second. Time flies by. Next thing you know, you're my age and you're knocking on heaven's door, honey. So You never know when it's your last day, when it's your last moment. Appreciate, love, give, be there for other people. But this girl, her beautiful self, her sweet self, she just didn't see no way out. And her way out was relief. She accepted that. I think it takes a lot of courage to do something like that to yourself. It takes a lot of courage. It messes me up. I ain't gonna lie. It just messes me up so bad. My daughter had mental health problems. Hell, she probably still does. But we can't fix it. We can't control it. All we can do is be there and love and talk to them, let them know we're here. Always a phone call away. You're never alone. You don't ever have to go through anything like that alone. And there's definitely a hotline. And all you got to do is call it, text it, chat with it. I don't know, guys. But I did want to come on here and show you what I found. The birthday where I think that she was found. I love you too, babe. I love you too. It's sad no matter what, you know? It's just sad. So rest in peace, baby. Rest in peace, baby girl. Your problems are over. And I'm going to end this stream before I just bawl my eyes out with Sebastian's anthem. Love you guys.
Clean like your soul, won't be forgotten. We stand strong for you, never give up. Seek justice and truth, day and night we search. Community gathers, wipe the tears away. Rise up for you, Sebastian strong. Sebastian's army, we march on. Each day comes and goes, hope in our hearts. You're never alone, we'll bring you home. Wish it was a dream, babe. It lingers on, but strength we carry will keep you strong. Rise up for you, Sebastian strong. Sebastian's army, we march on. Each day comes and goes, hope in our hearts. You're never alone, we'll bring you home. Wish it was a dream, hey, it lingers on, but strength we carry will keep you strong. Rise up for you, Sebastian.